Hi guys, Larissa here, and I want to share some fabulous flowers that are made out of tissue paper. This month over at yourpaperpantry.ning.com for the flower swap, we are doing flowers made out of tissue paper. So I just wanted to brainstorm with you and kind of share some fun ways to incorporate tissue paper while making flowers. And I'm going to share with you 4 quick tutorials on how to make a couple of these flowers that I have here. So I wanted to share with you, these are a couple of flowers, and I've actually embossed the tissue paper and then tipped it with glue. This one is actual stickles that I've used and just put on the tips. And this one I've used Helmar gemstone glue, which is my favorite glue to use with glitter. And then I've used 2 different kinds of glitter. But I love the way that these came out, and I'm going to share this with you. This is a fringe styled flower, and I'm also going to share this with you. This is a really easy flower to make and really fun and full. And then you can doctor this up any way you want. I'm going to share with you how to stamp on it, and also how to use Glimmer Mist or the October Afternoon or Studio Calico. Any of those types of sprays would work to doctor these up. These flowers are just made with punch. I just cut these by hand. I just cut a circle out, and these I cut with a Sizzix die. Or not a Sizzix, actually, these were a Spellbinders doily die. And I'm going to share with you how to make either one of these. Let's see, I'm going to share with you how to make this. This was the pink paisley tissue paper. And I'll share with you how to make a flower similar to this. These are actually a Sizzix die as well. And this is a bow die, and most of the time you'd use this with paper. But I thought it'd be cute to try it with tissue paper, and I love the way it turned out. And then on this one I just made a teeny little baby tissue flower to go in the center. So anyway, that's another fun idea. For this one, I've actually used a little baby fringe flower in the center, and then I've used one of the EK Success flower punches and made a flower and then put the fringe in the middle. So, I mean, you don't have to make your entire flower out of tissue paper. You can incorporate paper with it or fabric with it or whatever, just as long as it has tissue paper incorporated. So that's another spin on a way to make a cute flower. And then these little flowers are actually Sizzix dies that I've punched a whole bunch of like different colors of tissue paper and then different styles of the flowers and layered them together to come up with some really cute pieced flowers as well. So anyway, the ideas are endless, and I also wanted to share with you a couple of the different types of tissue paper. You have just the regular gift wrap tissue paper that comes in any of the colors that you can dye or do whatever. You have like Tim Holtz's tissue paper. This comes in a big giant roll like you would find wax paper or tin foil on. You also have the 7 Gypsies printed tissue papers, and they have a cream style tissue paper right now that you can get too. You also have pink paisley and some of those types of tissue papers that are available. So anyway, there are a ton of different options out there for you to be able to find the different tissue papers. So anyway, I'm going to move some of these out of the way and let's get started. First, I will show you how to make a flower like this. I'm going to use the Tim Holtz tissue paper, and all you're going to do is fold it up into an accordion style fold. And I didn't cut this because I'm going to cut this into 2 pieces. And you can make these however big or however little that you want. So I'm going to have a strip like this, and I'm going to fold the 2 ends over, and I want a curved edge, so I'm just going to curve my edge here with my scissors, and I just eyeball it. I mean, you can draw with a pencil if you want, if you feel better about that. I don't think it makes that much difference once you get it all crumpled up. Anyway, that's what you'll end up with. And then you're just going to come in here, and I like to staple or tie a string across the center. And I'm going to do the same thing with this little half. And I like to do it this way because I like to have big, full flowers when I do my tissue tape. You can do just the one strand if you want. It's totally a personal preference. I like to have big, full flowers, so I like to do it like this. And I'm actually just going to make a cross across the pieces, and then I'll staple that. And then all you're going to do is, I guess, cut up those seams all the way. And you can do this in the very beginning before you staple it. I just find it's easier for me not to have all those loose pieces when I'm stapling. Anyway, then you're just going to take all of the layers and pull them apart and twist them up and crunch them up. And once you get that done, you're going to end up with a big, fluffy, full flower. So anyway, you're just going to keep layering all of these pieces and pulling them apart. And you will end up with a really, really, really cute, full, and awesome flower. I'm not going to take the time to do all of this right now, but you can kind of see how once you get that all scrunched together and when you get all pulled apart, how it turns into a flower like this. Super, super easy. The next type of flower is this style of flower or this style of flower. And all you're going to do is either cut out a circle shape, and I've used probably about 20 or 30 layers, or use a die cut machine, and you're just going to take your circles and staple them in the center, and then you're just going to slowly pull up all of the layers one by one and crunch them in the center. And you want to make sure that you do it one by one because you're going to get a much fuller flower that way. So you just keep pulling these up one by one, and once you get all of them pulled up and crunched in the center, you'll end up with a really, 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 really cute rose style. And then once you get done, you can just fan it out, and you have a really, really, really neat flower like this. And another thing that you can do with the white tissue paper is to stamp on it. And you have a couple options. If you want to spray it, I would suggest either spraying it with your glimmer mist before you start, or you can spray it after you get done. But if you're going to spray it with some type of mist, you need to make sure that, and look how awesome that soaks into the tissue paper. You just need to make sure that if you're going to stamp on it and then spray, that you use an archival ink. I'm actually going to use a dye ink for this because I'm not going to spray on it, and this is an Aqua Mist color from Paper Tray Ink, and I'm just going to ink up my stamp here. And I just want to share with you how awesome the tissue paper takes stamped images. And you're just going to stamp right onto your tissue paper, and then you have a beautifully stamped tissue. And if you wanted, you can even do bolder images like this number. This is a Unity stamp. You just want to stamp that up really good with your stamp pad and stamp right on there, and you get a really awesome texture on your tissue paper. And then you can use this for anything that you want. Cut it up or fold it up or twist it or whatever, and you have really awesome personalized tissue paper. The next flower I want to share with you how to make are these beautiful flowers right here. And I've actually embossed these flowers. I've taken the Sizzix embossing folder and I cut it out, the tissue paper out, and then I ran it together, all together. And this is about 7 or 8 layers of tissue paper, and this is what it'll look like once you get it cut out and embossed. And then what you're going to do is pull the layers apart, and you need to be kind of careful because it's fragile since it's tissue paper. But you're just going to take each of the layers, and what I did was pull them apart, and then I altered them so that they were all different. They were put together on all different, so that everything didn't line up all together. And then once you get that done, all you're going to do is fold it up in the center, take your stapler and staple it a couple times, and then push it together this way and kind of maneuver it, and you have this really beautiful embossed textured flower. And then all I did was went in with the stickles and added glue, stickles to the edges, or you can add liquid glue and then add glitter, and you have a beautiful, beautiful pom-pom embossed tissue flower. Super, super awesome and super easy. And then my last and final flower I want to share with you is this really cute fringe pom-pom flower. All you're going to do is take your plain tissue paper and fold it up. Just fold it up, and I probably did about a 2-inch to a 1.5-inch fold, and I'm just going to fold my whole layer up. And then you can either take your regular scissors or your fringe scissors. These are the Martha Stewart fringe scissors, and all I'm going to do is cut along let me get this. I'm just going to cut along halfway through the tissue paper, all the way down the tissue paper. and you just cut down the whole strip. It doesn't take long, and it doesn't have to be perfect because we're just making a flower, and the flowers aren't perfect in nature, and everyone is beautiful. So anyway, once you get that done, all you're going to do is start at one end and start rolling. And you want it to be kind of tight because you want it to be, you want to be able to fluff it out once you get it done. So you just keep, and it kind of looks like a chef's hat to begin with. But trust me, this will look like a really awesome, awesome flower. And then again, all you're going to do is come in with your stapler and staple across the end. And I like to go up a little bit, as far up as I can, because I'm going to cut some of the end of this off so it's not so bulky. So then I'm just going to come in here with my scissors and cut part of that end off. There we go. Add one more staple in this. Great. Then all you have to do is come in and fluff this out, and you have this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful little pom-pom fringe flower. So anyway, I hope you'll join us for the swap for the month of January over at yourpaperpantry.ning.com. You have to make a set of 4 flowers, and like I said, you can do total tissue flowers, or you could do paper and flowers. You could do fabric and, or paper and tissue. You could do fabric and tissue. As long as they have tissue in them, you're good to go. So come check us out over at yourpaperpantry.ning.com, and I hope I've given you some really fun and awesome inspiration for ways to make your tissue flowers. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and have a fabulous, fabulous day.